They kill all. Palm cabbage. Ah, palm cabbage. And now we know. Ah, God. A beautiful, 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 beautiful song there. I wish we have gone in the direction of this brother's song, you know. Yeah, but yet then still we still have individuals in our midst who would refer to themselves as patriotic Liberian. But deep down in the bottom of their heart, everything they yearn for is for their own personal interest. For their own personal interest, an interest of I don't know if Joe is calling now. My guest Joe, just give me 1 minute. Let me just set the agenda. Joe, I will take you on. You are our special guest for the print news review this afternoon. But let me just address the show and welcome each and everyone watching right now. Let me greet my fellow listeners there, especially in Mombasa, especially also there in Freetown, Sierra Leone. Let me also greet my wonderful listeners there in Conakry, that's Guinea, and of course in Bulawayo and Harare, that's Zimbabwe. All of you that are listening via the internet, Boss Radio, Boss International Radio, thank you. Always, all of you that follow there, I'll appreciate you very, very much. Let me greet you guys as well in China and especially South Korea. Zambia, I'll say good afternoon as well. All of you guys, I love you all. Let me greet you, all of you that are in Liberia right now. And I say good evening to all of you. Good afternoon. It's a wonderful Saturday. Days are always wonderful because of the precious life that God continues to give us. So for me, every day is Christmas. And for me, every day is my birthday. I celebrate life. And that's why I don't wait for people to do things. Especially not for me, but for somebody. I better get involved and get ahead. You know, sometimes we try to hold on and control our emotions and our reactions to stuff, especially when you are not in the way of anybody. When you are not stepping on the toes of just anybody, you're being so very careful, even the choice of words, that I am always careful of. I still have people coming at me, hating at me, and telling me nonsense. Have you feel that I always post nonsense? That I always sit on my airway and use my airways and say nonsense. Things that are so nonsensical to you. Why are you always then following me? Why are you always on my platform? If my words are meaningless, if what I say is everything that I write or everything that I post out there is meaningless to you, why are you stay following me? I'm not going to delete you. I'm not going to stop you. I'm going to let you yourself, to put the disgrace on yourself. For some of you, perhaps I will just not be responding to you, because whatever I post out there, and those institutions that I am connected with will see what I post out there. That's why my choice of words are always very, very careful, because I'm connected with individuals that I respect so much that are not even Liberians, institutions. And so when you are coming at me, and you are only laughing at yourself, especially so when the message I'm sending out there, it's not for my own interest, but for the interest of that innocent child, of that child that was born this morning in that village. And I keep saying, I keep using my platform, I keep saying it every day, every time, and what I do and what I say. I am not doing it for myself. I don't have any future to do it for, especially as far as Liberia is concerned. Where I am now, if I make $1, I make sure that at least 30 cents will be put aside that I can send back home for a child to benefit. Somebody that in that position is struggling to even have a cup of rice a day. That's all I can do right now. And sometimes I ask God, why can you increase my blessing so that I can do more? You're coming at me, I don't see what you are, what actually you are doing on the ground in Liberia. You're coming at me. Sometimes I go and check behind you, because we all know on Facebook, on social media also, whatever we do out there, like our ministers are doing today, using Facebook as, offices or so, it's out there. And so when you come at me, so normally what I do, I'll go and check and see what you have on your timeline. I'm not going to call any name here, because that will make you prominence on my show and to my many, many thousands of listeners and followers. But you know yourself, and you're on my timeline. You're on right now with me watching live. And I'm going to control my emotions with you, because for you don't care about the future of Liberian children. You don't care. Most of you guys right now, what you guys are pushing for is to get a piece of job in Liberia and go and sit there, leave from abroad and go and sit in the office or so and you be awarded with a car with all other benefits and gasoline and everything, and then forget about those that even will be sharing your yard with. That's all you're pushing for. For some of you guys that are coming at us right now, that are pushing for the establishment of a war court in Liberia, of economic crimes court in Liberia, the implementation of the TRC. The reason that you guys are standing against us, or you want to show up that you're against us, is because you want to be heard, and you want to use our platform as our platforms, so you can be heard by Mr. President, so that the president can say, this is the man that's speaking for me, this is the woman that's speaking for me. So you can send your CV and you get a piece of job, and then you can go and tear the country to pieces. But I'm not here to glorify you. I'm not here to give you that chance. What I'm here for, I will continue to do it, because that is my gift. And that's why I will always even tell my listeners, my followers, I don't use my platform to abuse or insult anybody. But when it comes to principles, and I want to say those things that at least I will save our children's future tomorrow. Nobody going to stop me from saying it. I will say it and say it loud. I will say it and put it in writing and put it. Even if I can speak kissy in that particular letter, I will write it. If there's needs that that particular letter be interpreted to the president or whosoever it is, thank God they will hear it. And somebody coming telling me the letter you wrote, it was not well written. The letter you wrote to the president, it was not well written. Thank God I wrote mine. I wrote mine. I mix it all with kissy as well. That's what you forgot to mention that. I wrote it in kissy. I wrote portion of it in kissy, so that at least somebody can interpret it, read it to the president. And so you're on my platform right now. Let me respond to you. I'm not going to mention your name because, like, what I'm saying is prominence you're looking for. Maybe you want to use my platform because I know definitely a lot of citizens in the government. Some of them are even ministers. They follow my shows. Maybe if you want to use that as a means to be known in Liberia while you sit here in the diaspora, it's not going to work. I'm not going to do that. I will respond to you indirectly because you know yourself. And maybe those that will go on my timeline, they will see and read and come across what I'm talking about. What have you done since you went abroad? Yes, I wrote that letter in kissy. And the same letter I wrote to the Prime Minister, I wrote it in kissy. But it was well interpreted to them. Even the textbook that I completed last year, I wrote it in kissy for second and third graders. That is now out and ready for our children to use. I wrote it in kissy or gisi. What have you done? What have you read? What have you written? Just sit there. I don't sit there and just criticize. My criticism is always constructive, and I will make sure that that particular aspect that I am criticizing about, I will make sure that indeed I do something about it. Joe, you can call Joe, please. I'm just trying to address an individual here that would I've been going back and forth on my post. I just want to let them know because I saw them coming on my platform watching live right now. You know yourself. Many of us here, since we launched this appeal for flood victims in Liberia. How many of you? We're going to how many weeks now? 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Up to now, we are yet to reach $100. Joe, I don't know what is happening here, but the call is not going. It's not picking up. How many of you that are criticizing me, you haven't even paid $1 to this? Or we know many of you, what you guys are doing, the only thing you're doing now, you're pushing your lines so that you can get a piece of cake in Liberia, and you go and help to carry down. But I'm not here for you, and I'm not here for that, and I'm not going to take it. I will respond back to you and give it to you. Good afternoon, Joe.
Max, how you doing?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great, man.
Okay. Yeah, man. You know, say a few words, man. Why doing something? Be saying hello to our many listeners. A lot of people are tuning in right now.
I just want to say morning, good evening, good afternoon to all our followers in should not say radio land. Let me say on Facebook.
Yeah, we're on both on the radio, both international radio on this platform.
Oh, okay. To our followers in Radio Land, and today is Saturday. We want to wish everybody well. The people of Cameroon, Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia, everybody around the world that follow, we just want to say hi and welcome to the show. And we just want to make it clear, the view that some are coming to express is not targeting a certain group of people. We are not going after a certain group of people. What is happening is that certain things have gone on or went on in our country. And now it is time we are asking for redress. So, but I know some people feel that people going after them. But I always say this: if you didn't do anything in Liberia relating to this issue that we come to discuss, why want to go or come after us, taking us to be like troublemakers? We are not troublemakers. We are not troublemakers. Every cross section of Liberia was hurt. There was no exception. So I want to use this platform again to appeal to people that we are not targeting a certain group of people or individuals. Okay, what we want, we just want justice to prevail. And what happened in our country should not be repeated again. While we come on this platform and other platforms to express our concern. We know for some reason many of you are against us, come after us, attacking us. Well, okay, that is your right. But at the end of the day, what do you have to say to people who are victims or have been victimized by this atrocity, this horror act that took place in Liberia? And my one thing I want to tell people, I don't know whether you have gone on a link to see that to see that document that you told me about the other day. I don't know. I sent you a link to you to go on Google. Okay, those statements that were put in there, we did not write those statements. Those testimonies that were given, we did not write them. It was the very people that community act that made those statements. Today it's being documented. It's not us. So why you want to take us now to say that we are the one who want to create the trouble? Why? If you say you want to put and say, look, this is what I did, nobody forced you. You did it on your own volition. You went out there. They didn't force you. You went out there on your own volition. You explained what you did. And you know it is bad, you did it. Now people are saying, oh, look, you did this. Why can't you go to court and or this era to prove what you did or to defend what you did? Now, when you say that, then you now become the worst person. In Liberia, they say you're not the boo-boo man, that we are the one that they're coming after. But look at what is going on. People are being affected in Liberia. And we have been appealing to people just $1. Just $1. Nobody. You get 2 or 3 Liberians that will contribute towards our funds. But you stay, you love the people. But when they are in trouble, they are in crisis, you do not contribute 1 cent, $1, 50 cents. You are not giving. But you have the audacity to come on Facebook to attack other people who are trying to help the community at large. Now, what is your sense of reasoning? What is the rationale of you attacking people who is doing something to help the community? Not only the community, but other communities at large. People that they have not met before, people they don't know, but they're taking $1, $2 to help these people. Come on, I watch you. These are people who love the community. And you haven't seen anything negative about the community. But those who don't get 1 cent or who don't even contribute positively towards the community, they are the most vocal people.
Yeah.
They are the most vocal people come after people. And the question I ask is, what do you want to prove? What do you want to prove? Or who do you want to prove to that? Yes, or I got the microphone and I can say this to anybody. I'm going to be a pit bull. That anybody come, I will go after them. But But at the end of the day, I always say this: throwing insult, it is not the solution. It is not way out. So that's why I say when I come to the platform, I'm not going to insult anybody. I hardly want to call people names so people cannot think I'm being personal. But you know, Mike, some of us, I mean, just when you start knowing me, I think you are getting to know the kind of person I am.
Oh,
People coming after us, calling us that they know this and that. But I'm not seeing anything negative, or we are not manufacturing story that doesn't exist and want to make or think somebody. These things are all written. Story that we try to go over is written. So you have the right to say, look, you know one thing, let me call and clarify this story is not so, this is what happened. So the audience can get an understanding of what is transpiring. But as I always say, if you are not making yourself available for us to talk to you, then how can we put the information out there? Or how do you want to hold on that we are not being fair to you? If you're a government minister, make your telephone number available. So when we hear something or when we see something in the paper, we can say, look, before we go there, let's call the minister. Let's call the senator. Let's call the person so we can ascertain from them what is being put out, what is real, what is their side of the story. But we can't get anything in the face of that. And then you want us to remain just silent to go with the flow. It's not right, Mike. And some of us, we have decided to come forward to be speaking for the voiceless. Some of those people who were victims, who got no means of saying one thing. But at least I believe that when we come on here and try to speak on their behalf, it gives them some hope that somebody somewhere talking on my behalf. They may not know me, but what they're sharing. So this is the whole. So I don't know, but you know, you can go out to recap what we discussed. There are a whole lot in the papers, and it's interesting today, this morning, and this afternoon.
I know, you know, but you know, Joe, I agree with listeners or those who are watching VI and their response as well. The thing here is that sometimes you can bear and bear and bear, but it's good to sometimes maybe this person is so much daft that they don't even know what is going on in Liberia. They don't even know what is happening in Liberia. It's good to educate some people sometimes. You know, some of us we've been doing our bit and pieces way on the ground level without letting anybody know about it. Had it not been for Facebook, say when you go, sometimes other people take a picture and go share with people and whatever. I mean, there's no need. I will just continue doing what I'm doing or whatever. But if people come and start asking you questions or whatever and other people and what, sometimes it's just good to come out and just, point out to people, because this is where we are. And for me now, I can boast of it. I can boast against even our serving president, who was a millionaire when I was a struggling child going to school. The very school, the moment he left Western High School, it was 2 years later I left. I graduated as well. Okay, we passed through the stream channel of higher education or so. But I can tell you, Nola, I can boast of it to any of you, the CDC guys or whosoever, Liberian, whatsoever, that look, what I have given back to Liberia, none of you, including him, have given back to Liberia like that with it. In terms of giving somebody hope in life. Because when you help educating somebody that is not even connected biologically to you, that means a whole lot. I'm not just going to talk quite a lot. It's not, maybe history in the future will tell you more. But I just hate, when somebody who do not know you, what you stand for, Joe, and what you do and whatsoever, maybe they are so blunt, and because of maybe your other hate or whatsoever, every time you say something, they coming at you. Every time you say something, they're hating at you. I think it's just good sometimes to just let it out and, let them know your value as well. So
That is the truth. Yeah, and this is our mentality. And I would say sometimes we try to kill people before they fight someone. We go after people based on they say or sometimes you just see the person that I don't like the person or what the person is doing, I disagree with them. Fine. It is good to disagree with people. But when you disagree with me, do not go and starve me or castigate me. You know, when you disagree with me, state your disagreement. I get that. But to go on to castigate other people,
Yeah.
to scandalize other people. You know, if you don't know me, you want to know me, ask me. Let me tell you about myself. Okay. I understand. Some people are on a platform, they are doing it to impress or to please certain group of people. But I say at the end of the day, what will you get out of it? What will you get castigating other people?
It's a complete nonsense. Complete nonsense. Yeah.
Antagonizing other people. And some of these people are people who are helping people in various communities. And you are not doing anything. But your job is to be the pit bull. I will just go there and attack anyone who doesn't agree with anything that we or this person I know is doing. You know, and this
Joe, Dave, Joe, this is maybe after the show you can. My response to this show today, it tied in with a post that I did this morning, this afternoon, and this is what I said. This is what I said. I'm reading my post. It's right now on my timeline. George W. Bush once said, he once said, if you are not with us, you are against us. Then I said, War Crimes Code is a must. Think again. And I know definitely the time George W. Bush said these words, I was here in the UK. I was campaigning from one state to another, one country. I was being called upon to go and speak against the war on Iraq. And I know the reason I said this. I know that war left a huge mark with us. And then under that post now, I only got one person who is antagonizing me there for what I said. And I just want to share this with you. Roosevelt, I'm really sorry, except through telephone call because Joe is the special guest. Joe going to be here for the length of the show, and up to this present, for me, I've even asked, I've written Facebook management whether I think they're working on it because I think we need a kind of a system now that we can take people on the video at the same time. But right now, Roosevelt it's not happening. So I really do sincerely apologize. But thanks for the request. You can call. I just pinned the number. Those of you that are watching live, I pinned the number there to call. Those of you that are listening via the internet on Boss Media Radio International is +1 443 602 8847. You can call that number, especially once we start the show. But just before we go further, I will show we play some voices of actuality and also watch some video, a short video clip on the war as well. But just before we go further, because Joe, myself, and the rest of some of you guys that are watching right now, we relaunched this initiative to help our people back home who are right now displaced due to flooding. Right now, as we speak, Monrovia is hugely underwater. Lots of places in Monrovia. A lot of our people are still facing serious problem and sleeping outside. And so we have relaunched it along with Joy FM in Monrovia, Liberia, based there on Newport Street. Thank God, we're getting news that Liberian people in Monrovia now are calling in, and some of them started going to the station already, at least with their little $50 and $100 and making their contribution. So I just want to add, Joe will come to add on it as well. I just want to continue to admonish all of us, even if that $5, even if that $1 you can make, I think GoFundMe can accept $1. I think so. I haven't tried that, but if you even that $1, the $1 will help. Will go a long way to help somebody. Let me put it there, a long way. So at least I can value your $1. It can go a long way of helping somebody who is really, really struggling right now for eating a cup of rice to pass the day with their family people. So please, we're begging you between now to the end. We haven't got a long time. The end of September is not, especially for this kind of a cause, it's not that long. We are asking you, please join this cause. Go on the Facebook, find the page, People's United Against Disaster or Citizens United Against Disaster. And you'll be able, I will put it there on the page just now for those of you that are watching, but those of you that are listening on the radio or via the internet is People's United or Citizens United Against Disaster. Find the page. Once you find the page on Facebook, scroll down, you will see GoFundMe with a Liberian flag as the logo. All you need to do is just watch carefully. You just click on the link, it will open another browser where you will be able to go and make your donation. And this is it. Even if you're in China, you're in Moscow, wherever you are, the good thing is you can even make donation with that your currency, which will be transferred into pounds because the account was open in pounds. So your contribution will be greatly received, and God will bless you. Joe, let me come back to you.
Yeah, I just want to re-echo what you're saying, though. They say in time of trouble, that when you get to know your friends. And the flood victim in Liberia, these people woke up one morning and found out that everything they had gone. And the way our system is set up, there's nothing that can come from our bigger institution to assist people. So when you decide to launch this thing, brilliant idea, and we just want to admonish our brothers and sisters, or those people, friends and sympathizers of Liberians, that what we're doing is not about us. It's for those people who have been victimized by a solution, because that's Mother Nature that got no control over. So we just want to appeal to you people on this platform. Whatever you get, whatever that lays on your heart, you can contribute. And especially to our brothers and sisters in Monrovia, Liberia, we know times are hard. But I know that some people can spare 5 or 10 Liberians that can go on Maple Street to Joy FM and just drop it there, you know. You don't know these people. But I know at the end of the day, whatever these people receive, they will continue to offer blessing for you. Offer blessing for you. So it is now time that we open our hearts. It is $5, give it. $10, give it. If you can afford a bottle of water, drop it off there. You can afford a copybook, drop it off there. Because so many people got children, they will have to go to school. They will have to go. So it don't have to be just monetary something. Anything that you can lay your hand that you think the people need, drop it up there. And to our brothers in Canada, there was a young man that last time he did, I think that person did tremendous, contribution when he from Canada or Australia, one of them. We have Liberians are all over Australia, Canada. We are just appealing to you people. Even a $5, please just go to the GoFundMe page and make the donation. I mean, the last time the donation is made, if you follow Max, the list out there of all those who made a donation. It's been put out there. So it's not something that people are taking money that, we don't see where the money going, we can't see our name. No. If you go there, you will see your name. Those who made contributions, their names are all listed with the amount they paid. And this money was sent to Liberia. Okay? So we just continue to appeal to you people. We're begging you people, as the Liberian people say, we're begging you people to help these people who have been victimized in Liberia. This is one of the toughest times in Liberia, the rainy season.
Yeah.
People cannot hardly get out. Some days people stay in. I know some people stay in all day. It's raining. And just imagine, and you don't have any shelter now to lay your head on, even to find food, clothes to put on your body. So anybody, if you get I know some people got some clothes they're not using in Liberia. People do it. Go buy Joy FM. That clothes that you don't want, somebody need it.
Of course, yeah.
Somebody need that thing that you don't need. Yeah, they say somebody treasure, someone old read that somebody treasure. Somebody need it. You feel that you don't need it, but somebody need it. So just go by Joy FM, and drop it up there. Children clothes. Some of you
All right,
got
Joe. You
children.
know what? Joe, let me. Someone don't have this system. It's not working, and you are our special guest for the day. We haven't even started the show yet. We're just laying the foundation. Let me give us 2 minutes. Roosevelt Dan from Liberia. Really, I think want to get something off the chest.
Yeah, he can come on.
Yeah, then you can call back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we can. Okay, Roosevelt, you can call now. Let's get you and let's get your view. And from there, we'll listen to we will listen to the then General Botnike and also Mr. Prince Johnson when he was reacting to the late Grady Allison's wife. So that's coming up shortly as soon as we get Mr. Roosevelt down, who's supposed to be calling in right now. Let me see if I can locate you. Okay, let me see. All right, Roosevelt, I'm adding you now. Let's so we can let's hope. I'm keeping my fingers crossed so we can pay host to you as well. But welcome to the show. We are here on the print news review. We'll be here later on to look at at least two of Liberia's online platforms, which includes the News Public Trust and the Front Page Africa. We'll be reviewing some of those stories that are there, and of course, Joe will be here to analyze it. All right, Roosevelt is a decline. Let me see whether that's Roosevelt calling back. Let me see. Yeah, let's approve it and see. And now we can hear from him and from there. Please, thank you for those of you that have been sharing. Please continue to share and invite other people so we all can share the platform together. That's great. To all of you that are listening via the radio, I want to say good afternoon once again, and thank you very much for being there. Thanks for your contribution as well. Okay, let's see whether we can get Mr. Dan calling from Liberia. Let's hope the internet or the strength of the internet will give us the opportunity to have him on as our guest caller as well. It's taking so much long time to actually get connection between us, but let's hope we're going to have Mr. Roosevelt done. But in the meantime, let me just play you this voice while Mr. Dan is coming on. Let's see whether we can trace this voice, a voice of the other one has to do with Collie. Okay, let's see. Got taking so much long time to get our brother. They're saying adding.
Foolishness, you better not wise. If you're not wise, you are foolish. So I'm a fold my hand, Then you come call on people to call the truth, kill them. You know the oath we told you in the army? We told the oath in the army to defend the people, the sovereignty, not the sovereignty of the president. We told the army not to execute illegal orders, unlawful orders. So you see, people are not smart. Don't catch people. Just see no reason to catch anybody. But if they were the one who were president and the one who after us, the army will split. The Madrid people who there too, they will say, why you carrying out somebody? The Geo people money to say, why you carrying out somebody? You have no army. You have nothing but chaos. I told you already before. A letter from my people, from my against. When I told you all over, I said, never captain your son, your people. So he's trying his best.
All right, we're going to stop. We're going to hold on to Mr. Johnson. We'll come back to Mr. Johnson, but in a sense, we've been struggling to get Mr. Dan on. Thank God. Mr. Dan, good afternoon. How are you doing?
How are you, Mike? How you doing?
I thank God, brother. Not too bad. Good to see you on the platform today. At least we've been communicating, but at least to see you on the platform, it means a lot, Mr. Dan. Welcome.
I know, right? Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I enjoy your platform tonight. In fact, this morning, and I just decided to make my contribution. Yeah, and first of all, I'm calling from Madison, Wisconsin, USA.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to congratulate you for your hard work. You've been doing well, going to Liberia, doing the election time, from place to place, making sure that we were able to see some of those things that were happening in Liberia. I want to tell you thank you so much for that. But my contribution to your show today is, I think your topic today is just about the war crime code in Liberia, or how people are pushing for the war crime code to be carried on in Liberia. But for me, I know I lived many of my lives in Liberia when the war was going on. I left in my hometown, the war came, and my hometown was one of the victims. They burned down our home completely to ashes, and close to 100 people were killed in that town. But God made it so good that the rest of all that were able to survive, we were able to put hands together to rebuild our community, our town. Even if you enter our town today, you won't even know if that town, somebody tell you that that town was burned down during the war, you won't believe it, because we modern out everything, even the horses then that were there, the one that we're building, are social modern horses, social dead blood, people plastering their houses all around. I think you've been following me, even when I went down to do the groundbreaking for building cleaning in that identical community, because what I was thinking is, I was there, I saw what happened. We were victims. And then coming to the great United States, seeing a lot of opportunity around me, and not even thinking about where I come from, is something to make me to feel that maybe I'm not to myself, or I cannot think about where I come from. That's what I've decided to do. I think you've been following my page and all the things. I have a Facebook page and for my organization.
Yeah.
We are known for profit, and this thing that I'm doing, I'm not doing it for profit. I'm just thinking to help my people buy home. My wife and myself, we started with our own money. But all in all, our goal is to help people in Liberia.
Yeah.
But for me, what I'm thinking is the war crime code that we all preaching for to come,
Yeah.
it won't help us. Because we're looking at the thing that happened, it started happening way back in the 70s, something like that. People killing, other people going after other tribes, getting to get rid of other tribes, almost like a genocide stuff in Liberia. And this thing, they working to get rid of everything. I let people get sent, how people will respect people life, how people will not just go after a certain group because of their relation or for any reason they think of. I think we are learned a lot of lessons, and for now, nobody will be that stupid again to go about anybody for any reason, even if you are Muslim or any relation background or any tribe for that reason. Nobody will be stupid to go around you for any reason. If you try it, everybody will go together and then go after you. So I think the war came to clear everybody's eyes to see clearly what everybody believes in. So calling for this thing, I don't think it will help us. For me, I just want us to forget about it, to see how best we can rebuild our community back together. Even when I talk about my community that I play with Brent, who can I hold responsible for that thing? It was those soldiers who did it. Many of them did not live, and even those of them that are living, I don't know them in person. Who can I go after and point out and say this person was the one that bring my town? So it would just be waste of time and waste of resources that we're supposed to start putting together to see the incoming generation, to make sure that we get something tangible for them, that when it comes, they're able to start on it to rebuild the country in the future. So I know some of you guys are making advocacy for other people to support those people that were victims. I'm one of those that I told you my time. But for me, I'm not after it. I want us to forget it, to put it behind us. Let us focus on how we rebuild our country. Because this thing going to
All
take
right.
a long road. What we're supposed to do, we'll be wasting our time. So thank you so much for your show. I just called to tell you that, well, I don't want you to go after people who are making comments. What you're doing, continue to do it. Focus on what you're doing. And other people will come at you. Even while I'm telling you the one I'm doing, other people now want it. So other people hating me for that. They don't want to see what I'm doing to progress.
I tell you, man, it's
So for
funny.
that, you just have to put them behind you. You have to put them behind you to do what you think you can do for other people to benefit.
Mr.
Going after
Dan,
them to respond to
Mr.
them, it
Dan,
won't help. Yes.
Mr. Dan, before you
Yes.
go, before the MPFL came, the reason they came was that they told us that they were coming because they thought our country was far behind in terms of development. Children, well, we were referred to at the time as we the children, that we were not having quality education, that our health sector was not good for us. And so they were coming to actually remove the government that was in power to bring those changes through their revolution. That's what I referred to it. Mr. Taylor, even yesterday, what I was showing, he referred to it as a revolution. And revolution is about bringing changes, positive changes. My question now is, from that trend, whether we want to consider the 1979, because Taylor too mentioned 1979, that he thought that it started in 1979. Whatever it is, everything was talking about change. Mr. Dan, from that moment to this present, have you seen any change taking effect that our children can have a future? Are you not seeing anything being repeated that has been going on in terms of whether it's corruption, whether it's it has to do with bad governing, whether it has to do with nepotism? These are all the things they put on the table that they're getting rid of. Are we there, or is it a breeding ground that because somebody yesterday was in punished for what he did, that is why we find it to be a norm in our society that today we can't even get corruption out? Where do you stand? How will you respond to that?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think since that time up to present, there have been some changes. And I can tell you that for the Mandingo tribe in Liberia, many people just used to hate them for no reason. For no reason. They used to hate them, and for that reason, they thought because they were people affiliated with those, so they hate. There are a lot of people who were hating them because of that. But now, since the war came, we all went through these things, and now people are getting to know that no, these people, they are in a group, they are different group, that the same way we have another group of tribes in Liberia, they are other group of tribes too in Liberia. So they belong to Liberia as well. And then, after that, the second thing is, other people who used to go against each other, like for example, the Crown and the people from Nima County, they used to go after each other because of though on a group on this side, they started going against people from Nima County. But now, since the walking, all the thing passed, at least we are seeing some different people trying to reconcile with each other to say, okay, this thing that happened, it was a mistake. We are brother and sister because we have common boundary between us. We cannot do this thing anymore. And people are trying to yield and then trying to forget about what happened to come together as one brother. And then when it comes to government, the country, I will tell you that there hasn't been any change because the corruption is always there. It's almost like something that was born. Doki and kill people and say you were killing people because of corruption. And we saw that. But now the corruption has not yet finished. It will not finish. I don't know how they're going to do that to work on it. Because anybody that come, they bring their own group, they work in their own self-interest. So it's kind of very hard to speak.
Mr. Dan, what do we do? I know you are a parent, you are a father. I'm a father. What do we do when we start to get report from outside, maybe from school or whatsoever, of a particular child, of your child coming home and somebody following them and bringing them report that you feel that is not good for the family? What do you do in that case? Would you let it go, or would you sit with your child? If they continue to do it, will you institute some sort of punishment, or you will just leave it, let it go, and say maybe he will change in the future? What will you do in that case?
Yeah, there are different ways of parenting. Some parents, they
No, no,
they
no. I'm
carry on
asking you particularly, what will you do? Because me, I know what I will do. What will you do, you personally, what will you do in terms of making that child what it's supposed to be?
Okay, for me, I personally, what I would do, I will first of all advise the person to be the warning, the first warning for that person. If the warning doesn't hold them,
No,
the next
I
thing they
want you
do,
to refer that individual to I say your child. That's why I say your child and my child. So say I will tell my child this and what. That's what I want you to do, not that person.
yeah, but that what I'm saying. I said I will warn my child. I will first of all advise my child and say I don't want you to do this anymore. This should be the first and your last. Stop right here. I will first of all warn. You have to give people warning first. I will warn the person and give the advice. If it repeats, then continually, then I will take another more step. That means I will tell you, okay, if for a reason I have to give you this, I will reduce what I'm supposed to give you as first punishment for you. Yes. I will not
All
just
right,
jump
but
on and start beating you. Even I used to see my father like somebody go and give complaint to my father about his children. He will not just leave there and say, okay, then I won't come, I will beat him. And then he will tell you, say, okay, go sit down. When that person come, I will call you and call the person to find out what happened first before you take action. You don't just used to hear from people rumor. You now even get whether evidence or whether the thing the person giving you it was true or not. Then you go about to take action. So that's the similar thing I say I can do. You give me complaint, I don't just go about taking action. I always want to investigate about that.
all right.
Yeah.
On the note of the reality of Liberia, Emmanuel, you are a humanitarian. I am a humanitarian. We're working to bring change. The reason that you investing to help is to bring change in somebody's life. The reason I'm working behind the lines is to do the similar thing. Now, in my case, as far as the situation of Liberia is concerned, the reason we are still experiencing what we are experiencing is that the changes that they told us yesterday that they were bringing, those changes are not taking effect. And they still celebrating the same thing they were against yesterday. Until, I'll repeat it, until, Mr. Dan, somebody can be punished if they are involved in investment as a minister. Until we can copy the same way where you are right now. That when they catch you, you either go to jail, your property is confiscated, and then sometime put on the market. If it is proven, they will sell it. Until we do that, Liberia will continue to be behind. So let's do it this way. I'm going to stay on my path as far as the advocacy to bring change in Liberia is concerned. We have to institute an order that will stop these people. Even the warlords, we have to get them. If we don't get them out of power, Mr. Dan, we're not going to go further. Anyway, thanks for your contribution. Let me leave you there, and thanks so much for your contribution. And thanks for watching as well. Thanks for the hard work. Tell the madam hello as well. I think we'll talk off the air.
All right. Thank you so much, Max. Thank you.
Joe, if you can call now, let me see whether I can take uh, yeah, I got a couple of comments actually I want to share. Because it's already 1 hour. Let me, in the meantime, while we wait for Joe to come on, I started this before Roosevelt came on. Thank you so much, Roosevelt, for the call.
So the support for second round overwhelmingly will be based upon how many Libanian in government on a high level. How many Libanian people being minister, ambassador, managing director? Lima is large. So what we will support him doing is that the next election, though we are there for 6 years, and we promise another 6 years, 12 years, but we will make sure that we use our resources to repatriate all the Libanian.
All right, okay, we're going to hold Mr. Johnson there. Let's Joe. What is it? Any response? Not really particularly to Mr. Johnson. But our brother Roosevelt was just sharing his thoughts.
Oh yeah. Look, I understand, Mr. Roosevelt, because as we say, everybody would not be in favor of this or think that we are talking about criminal code or war crime code. And I get that. I respect everybody's view. That's what we say. We agree to disagree. I respect everybody's view. But one thing I want to go over something quick. In 1979, Res Riot, I think 400 to 500 people were killed during the Res Riot. And that, I would say, that was what laid the groundwork for what we are going through today. Because at that time, Malcolm X came in, I think 1975, 78. That when they started this whole revolution in Liberia. In 1979, the Red Riot happened. I think 400 persons were killed according to a report. And I think the damage done, I think either were close to $40 million worth of damage was done during our Red Riot. And 400 persons was killed in Liberia. Okay. Then, subsequently in 1980, the coup happened. But all the thing was precipitated by when Malcolm X started pushing for reform, which Tower granted the party. The party was registered at the time. It was registered officially. But they were now waiting because Tower wanted for them to wait for election, and they were saying no, they were pushing. And seeing the rice was Liberia stable food, took advantage of that Res Riot, and that would lead to the coup. The coup happened. 13 government officials were executed. For what? Corruption, rampant corruption in high places. They were executed for that. But before that, something happened. Barry was a pellet boy who was working on Central Street in the Lebanon store. And Barry was strangled to death. They say he stole a cannon. And the Chief Justice at that time was Associate Justice Pierre Senior, and his son was representing the Hatch brothers. And that case went to court. The Hatch brother was not found guilty for killing Barry. So we can go on to say there were so many factors that was involved. But this is what it led us, just for a brief summary. Now, 1982 came to power. It was all about country boys, people from Nima, Sano, Maryland, Lofa, Abraham Colley, Falavani. These were all top boys. Thomas Wesson, J. Nicholas Polier, Toll, Nursing Toll. They were the boys who were senior members of the PRC.
Yeah.
And we started seeing the things start disintegrating. People start going after one another. Called mother shot. General Kuwapa then left the country, came back 1985, attempted a coup. The coup failed. Then it switched between Nima and Rangida. The president started going after people from Nima. Okay. And this thing continued. Chancellor then were outside, had ran away from the country. Ellen Johnson had all left. They were abroad in the United States raising money to go back to Liberia to take vengeance on Dole. Sure matter, they went to Liberia, war came. Europe were hunted in Liberia, Europe, Manema country, suffered the Bronx. From the beginning of the days of the war, the civil crisis, people from Nima country suffered a whole lot. People were killed from there simply because they were connected to Gyo or Mano tribe. All these people did not support Kuwapa. But as African politics go, they went after this tribe, which I get. But then that conflict degenerated into what? An anarchy. It degenerated into anarchy. So people who had guns were people now who are making laws in order for us. Well, I mean, us ordinary people who did not carry a gun, they were at the mercy of those people.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and let me just, when I heard this when the Senator Prince Johnson said that, hey, they wanted me to sit down so they can come and cut all my people neck out, throat. Look, I said this, people from Nima County suffer greatly. But in that same vein, was it justifiable for Prince Johnson or his men under his command to commit atrocity against ordinary Liberians? Or even an ordinary Grandian just because they were crying. No, it's not justifiable. And people mention Mandingos. I remember just when the war was getting very heated, Dole made an address at the city hall that said that Mandingo people are not citizens of Liberia. If anybody can remember those days, Dole made a statement. He addressed that term, and Mandingo people are not citizens of Liberia. And I asked myself, why would the president make such a statement at this kind of time when war is engulfing the country? Mandingo people all along, they have been citizens of Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
And my point I'm trying to make, how he said this, was why? Trying to put tribes against tribes. And this is the same thing the honorable senator from Nima County is trying to do again. That if a person where is 9 party, other people they will come after me. Now when they come after me, the Guillermo people will pull from the army. Then the Mandingo people will pull from it. But why he mentioned the two tribes? Why he mentioned the two tribes? This is a dog whistle. This is a threat. Mm-hmm. This is how they pin tribes against other tribes in Liberia. And I'm saying we have to be very careful when leaders when they start making these kind of statements. Let me say this. You think Prince Johnson is concerned about the Mandingo people? He's not concerned about the Mandingo people.
No way.
It's because now he sees that there is pressure building on war crime, economic crime in Liberia, and he wants to draw that he's care for the Mandingo people, that he loves the Mandingo people. No. If he loves the Mandingo people, why the land dispute in Nima between the nephews, uncles, and children, Mandingos, and Mano and Gio, why Senator Prince Johnson has been power, why he has not organized a conference to settle that land dispute?
Good question.
Why he has not organized a meeting between citizens of Nima, because these people are intermarried, they are related, and say, look, Mandingo, Dan, Gio, we all are one people. Let us settle the land issue so we can move on. Why has he not done it? Say he loves the Mandingo people so much.
Especially, being a senator for that matter.
Being a senator, he been there twice. Why he has not addressed that issue? Now, because people talk about war crime company, and he's seeing the pressure, so he want to use the Mandingo people again. We know there are certain tribe people call certain tribe in Liberia, certain name. They say Pele people are stupid. They say Loma people can eat dog. Gisi people can eat dog. Can we say they are not citizens of Liberia? Can we say that? People should start doing the dog whistle. This is a fear of intimidation to people. And I was on a platform the last time. I spoke to some Mandingo guys. I told them, please do not use Kabina Jene issue as a tribal or religious thing. It is a political matter and it must be resolved politically. You people should not use it as a tribal thing. I said that would be a sad mistake if any Mandingo want to use it. And I started experience. I said, see, you cannot say they don't like Mandingo people, is tribal or he Muslim. I said, do not use it. I said, because I can give you an example of permanent Muslims who are working. I said, most recent, Amara was Minister of Finance. Maurice Dukle was Minister of Post Affairs during those time. Ahachi Kroma, LDS, President of Mother Barrow. They just say that he was Mandingo or Muslim. That's why he couldn't talk about the Commerce Ministry, Dr. Kaba. Yeah. Kama, Finance Ministry. I remember the man, Lucini Kamara, because I knew him.
It's just a matter of reminding them, Joe. It's just a matter of reminding them. But I mean, this is the same Prince Johnson that told all the other days, say, when George Weah become president, there will be war in this country.
Yeah. Now George Weah now, he's not saying George Weah is son of Nima County.
You reflect your memories, though. He's the same old person. But I agree with Joe, and I spoke with one senator this morning. I asked them the question. I asked him, what do you make of the latest statement from Prince Johnson? He said, well, to be honest with you, personally to me, it's troubling. And I don't think any politician, for that matter, especially given his background, You shouldn't be coming out to be talking something like this. You know, if you're looking for sympathy, I think there's a different way, but not this way. It's not healthy for our where we stay kind of fragile as far as seeking a reconciliation is concerned. It's still bad. And just before we go further, so we can come to analyze the papers.
Yeah.
You know, Joe, during the I think the First World War, whatever ever they call it, but when Mr. Taylor was in power, at that time, Udemo was really, Udemo and the rest of the Orange factions were really reaching hell. And I saw every day we used to see loads of cars coming with those boys that they were sending to the war front. They used to call them government soldiers or so. Well, at the time, I mean, they say we already have, election already, so it was civilian government. And they were also recruiting people who they never even have 4 weeks training, and they sent them to the war front. I said, Joe, I went to JFK. I felt so discouraged. I mean, the people needed blood. There was no blood. I went to the party headquarters. I met you, and Sue Allen was the chair. I said, Chief, the thing that happened to JFK, our children, they're dying there because they need blood, and nobody giving them blood. No blood. I said, well, that's the situation we found ourselves in. I said, so we think what we can do? He said, well, I don't know. And there's nothing we can do. No blood, no blood. The people in the country here, they don't get blood. So, you know, I went. And I hope this brother still watching. So I went to Tim Agilate as DC 101. I said, my man, I need your airtime. I just need 30 minutes of your time. I want to actually speak to my president, Mr. Taylor, and his government official. These children that are dying at the war front there, they need to take the lead and go and give blood so that these children, some of them can survive. And then he gave me the bill. Who paid that bill? I went straight to the Commerce Minister, who was not Dr. Bangali. I met him as a chief. There's a bill here for $3,000 Liberian dollars. That time I had plenty of money that time. So I said, but this is what I want to do. This is it. You have to pay for the airtime. Because for the sake of these children, you have to pay the 3,000. The man, he didn't even raise the cash because he also thought that it was necessary. I mean, giving that cash 3,000. I went and paid DC 101. I went and gave it to Tim Agilate. If you're listening now, go to Tim Agilate, you man, and go and ask him anytime you're in Liberia. In fact, you're in Liberia already. Ask him. I went and grabbed that airway for 30 minutes, Joe. I started with Mr. Taylor. I went to the Defense Minister, Daniche, and then I came down to all the ministers that I could remember as accordingly. Even the party chair at the time, Cyril Allen, I called his name. I said, you all need to go right now to JFK. These children are dying because of you and because they are saving you, especially they want you to be in power. If you don't go there now to save these children and give your blood also, I mean, prosperity, you know, God will punish you for it. I spent before I could finish, man, in fact, DC 101, a lot of people were already also waiting just to, young people were there to just tell me thank you or whatever. Before I left from there, Danichi was the first that went and gave a blood. Then from there, some of the party executive went there. Even Mr. Taylor went to JFK and gave blood. And then the minister then started going or whatever. So I just wanted to remind you, bro, this thing sometimes, especially for somebody doing the advocacy, I do it and then take action and make sure that something happens or whatsoever. Let's watch this. Let's just watch a clip of Mr. Naked, but Naked. I don't know. I don't even know his English name. I keep forgetting you. All right. His name, a popular name is Bot Naked. And then from there, we'll come to do the papers and we'll also read your comments as well. Okay, I'm sure we're going to see it because there are two screens here now.
I would have taken you, but my back.
No, it's okay. Well, I don't mind getting wet.
People drink this water.
Yeah. About 1 million people in Africa die every year from malaria, and malaria thrives in swamps exactly like this. It's very sploochly on my moochly.
Right. Good.
Some worm's gonna go in my foot, and I'm gonna get a filthy little tumor. Hello. And my day is just shitting out blood. This is what all fear stems from. So these were some of the boys that you fought with before, or
Yeah,
no?
bro. Yeah, some of them fought under me. That is the fighters who used to fight naked.
Yeah. So is that why your nickname was General Butt Naked?
Yes, because I was naked, because I fought naked.
A lot of people would drink or do drugs before fighting?
Yeah, most of my boys,
Yeah.
then we drain the blood from the innocent child and drink it before going to battle.
So you kill the child?
Yes.
And then you drink the blood?
Yeah. Okay.
And why would you fight naked?
It was believed once I'm naked, no bullet can affect me. Once I'm naked, I could disappear.
Okay. I don't want to go further now. It's enough. Joe, we just wanted to do some reflection there as well. When you hear this kind of a thing here, sometimes, I mean, you just get that cold bomb hitting you and you don't even know what to do.
Yeah, you know, that, I think the first someone just put, I think Joshua. And I was reading something last time, but I think he's personally in Liberia, doing some, I think, humanitarian work and what have you. But when you listen to somebody like that, and I say in his own words, not someone saying it, and I wonder what somebody will say to that man, and knowing that he did something to somebody that knows him, you know. But Mike, this is why I always tell people. And I saw a videotape of him the last time he was speaking. And he admitted he expressed remorse for what he did, and continued to express remorse. So, if this man go to a court and stand from that court and say what he's saying and express remorse, even in America or places, if they will give him a sentence, his sentence will be reduced because he's expressing remorse.
Yeah, even here.
But you got other people who trying to justify what he did. You see, this guy is going around telling people, yeah, I did it, but I'm sorry. And I wish I would have done this. He's saying that to people. I have seen some of his clip recently. If that man go to the court and say, yes, I did this thing, but I'm sorry, I regret whoever I have offended or I did offend it. We were not mature, or for some reason we were doing these things. The court may give him a lenient sentence. Then other people who are sitting there giving justification for killing people. And this is why some of our brothers and sisters don't understand that why you people are persistent trying to go after these people. It's because these people don't even want to show the remote.
No remorse.
You know, they don't want to show it. But they come back to give you a justification for their action. So what you want us to do, some of us who are directly victims of that, what you want that poor woman to do, someone who was stripped, naked, open their God, they said they want to see what child is in that woman's belly. Are you telling us that man just be swept under the raw? No, my people. There's time for everything. It is not time. We try to build a society that people will be accountable and people will not repeat things that they know that it's wrong, not to do it again. So now we can go on. We'll be talking to them. We can go and try to get into the people.
Okay, that's great. Okay, we're back. Yeah, we're back here. Of course, we continue to also appeal to you that the collection for the donation for the flood victims, we're still receiving money. Please fund please fund the page on Facebook. You'll be able to make your contribution. If you're in Monrovia, Liberia, please go to Joy FM on Newport Street. Whatever you get, $50, $10, you get 1 block of soap, you got 2 cup of rice, whatever you get there. Please, like Joe was saying, maybe you got some clothes in your closet as well that you no longer use, or maybe due to good health, you no longer need them, so you can pass it on to somebody. Some of us are the same thing we're doing on this side here, so that in a couple of weeks from now, some people can benefit from it. So let's see quickly. Let's do the review of the paper. Joe will be here to analyze some of the stories. Whichever story that Joe will want for us to expand on, we will expand it and read it. But first of all, we're going to do 2 of the online version of our own productions, which includes the news, public trust, and the front page. So we're starting with the news, public trust. Can't characterize of whoever is behind this paper, especially I'll have to call him. Okay, I'll think about the name. There, it was Joshua Bly. Yeah. All right, quickly to this one here. News, public trust. The biggest headline here says, with Benjamin Yeten, others actually face justice for war crimes. That is the question mark. And see I see Benjamin Yeten here in this photograph, believed to be taken way back then, because a couple of guys are not in uniform with a lot of weapons on them as well. Will Benjamin Yeten, others actually face justice for Liberia? That is the question mark. Let's leave that, go to this one. It says here, Senator Joseph Nangbe confirmed as Associate Justice. Senator Joseph Nangbe confirmed as Associate Justice. I don't know him, but we see a gentleman here in this photograph. Of course, illness spell grips Liberia's 54th legislature. This is a new development. This story is a new development. A couple of our lawmakers are getting sick. I mean, we're talking about getting sick and they don't turn to work. So this thing now on the paper now, so it's getting serious. Illness spell grips Liberia's 55th legislature. Okay, we see the Capitol building here in the picture here. And 400 Grand Bassa students will not resume school this year if the if is conditional, and is of course maybe reasons will be found if you read the full text. But it says here 400 Grand Bassa students will not resume school this year if. Okay, quickly to this. Liberia's EPA, that's the Environmental Protection Agency, pollution warning. Do not eat fish from Mosurado River. Liberia's EPA pollution warning. Do not eat fish from Mosurado River. And I believe the photograph seems to be that it was taken somewhere around, how do you call it, gelatin, something hanging there. All right, but quickly to this, Flag Day must not be merely celebrated. Flag Day must not be merely celebrated. And quickly to this last story here, let's grab this one here. An unmerited accolade, Arsenal winger and Leroy don't deserve Liberia's highest honor. Arsenal winger and Leroy don't deserve Liberia's highest honors. These are the stories that actually, because it's an online version, so these are the stories that are actually trending since this morning. Joe, any story of interest yet that you want us to look at?
Yeah, I mean everything almost go over everything, and even there's another story that was on the front page about Nancy B. Doe, the former first lady, and Vanny Sherman about that land issue. And Mike is interesting. I have been doing some investigation on that issue, but we'll talk about it later. But let's try to go to the Benjamin Yeten case first. Benjamin Yeten.
Should I apologize for that? Yeah. Okay, let me expand that story and then let's get a gist of it. Let me see the length of it. Okay, quite lengthy, so we just want to get a gist of it, and then
Yes. That will do.
Joe will give his his thought on the story as well. Okay, it says here, those who bear the greatest responsibilities for atrocities committed during Liberia's over 14 years civil wars must be made to account for their actions. The Civil Society Human Rights Advocacy Platform in Liberia has said over 250,000 people were killed and thousands more were either wounded, raped, and faced other forms of abuse, according to the United Nations estimate. In an interview with the New Public Trust in Monrovia at the weekend, Mr. Adama Dempster has welcomed step-by-step prosecutors to indict the first suspect, General Benjamin Yeten, expressing optimism that it serves as the beginning of such indictments and prosecution of suspected war crimes. General Yeten, who headed former President Charles Taylor's elite SSS presidential guard, stands accused of summarily executing several prominent Liberians, one of them, along with wife and family members, in November 1997 and June 2003. The victims include former Internal Affairs Minister Samuel Doki, along with wife and family members whose charred remains were found in their vehicles in the late 1990s outside Monrovia. Others included the then Deputy Public Works Minister for Technical Services, Alze Vey, and Deputy Minister for Operation at the National Security Ministry, John W. Yomi, who were slaughtered in June 2003, allegedly by Yeten. Mr. Dempster believes that attempts to try the man who allegedly killed them is a sign committed and willingness of the part of our domestic justice system to ensure that those accused of committing atrocities during the Civil War have their day in court. We're going to stop it there. Like I said, it's a lengthy story. But Joe, what do you make of this development as an advocate now?
Yeah, but and look at, in that story, I read a story. Benjamin Yeten went and killed his own wife in Monrovia, murdered his wife. Because he was afraid that the woman wanted to say something to testify against it. He killed his wife. Then Doki, these people, the story when I think they were detained either in Banga upon the order of him. And the story he went there and demanded, he took these people, Mr. Doki then, his wife and other family members, he went and killed them. Yomi, he went and killed Yomi and the other Vey. And the story was that he Taylor sent word to the family of Yomi and other people that this is what had happened. And one child said did not prosecute or Benjamin Yeten, but Yeten fled the country under the watch of Charles Taylor. Now the question is, what do I tell the Doki family? No man, and that's it. What did Doki do to deserve that kind of death? What did Yomi do to deserve that death? What did they do to deserve that death from his brother? I would say that's brother.
Yeah.
Because from his I would say that brother from the same country. And these people were highly educated. Because he was feared that these people would be antagonistic to him. They were questioning him, asking Jordan, all these people. And you are telling the people from Nimakane or other people that, oh, there's nothing wrong with this. It's just let people want peace or they want to work. So I say to people, I know many of them may not like my view, but the right thing to do is to go after those people that committed those kind of atrocities, those heinous crimes. But let me tell you, day to day, the children of the late Doki living without pain and asking themselves, what did my father do to this man to deserve that death? What would you tell those children? What would they tell their grandchildren? Your father was killed by one man today who was roaming around Nigeria or in Guinea or in Ivory Coast. No, my people. They just tired that people account for what they did. And let me tell people, we should not allow people to use our tribe or our religion to justify the action. To justify the action. Yes, those kill Gil and Mano people. That is true. But was that right for some people from that group to go after other innocent people? No. So that's why we are saying, in order for this thing not to be repeated, people should be held accountable for what they did. Not everybody, let me make this clear. Young boys, children were forced to take arms. Those are not the people we're talking about. We are talking about people who had control and command over people. These are the people we are talking about. Because sometimes when you make these statements, people just think that they want to grab everybody, all the fighters. No.
Yeah.
These people were being controlled, commanded by certain individuals. And that's why I also go to the TRC report, you will see all these people names there. So it's not that they're going after every citizen from Bone County, every citizen from Nima County, every citizen from Grand Guinea, every citizen from Nima, Bum, Lofa, wherever. No. They're talking about people who are in leadership position that should have known better to say, don't do this. But they sat down and closed their eye and saw it taking place. These are the kind of people we are talking about.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Quickly, let's see whether we can. Let's look at it. Let's take a look at this story here, because I don't know. This is getting concerned now. Illness spell grips Liberia's 54th legislature. Let's read this. A wave of illnesses has stricken Liberia 54th legislature, thus claiming the attention of the leadership of this branch of government led by Speaker Dr. Buffett Chambers. The Thursday agenda of members of the House captured the names of 5 lawmakers who have fallen ill, some seriously, since the inception of the 54th legislature last January. The agenda of the 51-day sitting named Muna Pelham, Youngblood of Mosurado District Number 9, Matthew Joe, Grand Bassa County District Number 3, Brian Zanwe, Riverside County District Number 2, Mana Bishop Johnson, Bomi District Number 2, and Alexander Poor, Rivers G County District Number 1, as lawmakers who are ill. According to information gathered, members of the House of Representatives who are discussing the ill state of their colleagues in closed-door session sought means to ensure that those sick lawmakers get the necessary treatment. One report says the plenary of the House of Representatives has decided to pay for the cost of medical of those ill lawmakers and for those who spend their own money for treatment outside of Liberia. I know Muna Pelham is one. The issue of the 5 lawmakers' illness was on the agenda for the 21st of August, from the 21st of August to the 23rd of August. It has been learned. Information has it that Representative Matthew Joe of Grand Bassa, Mana Bishop Johnson of Bomi, and Alexander Pearl of River G counties are presently out of the country seeking advanced medical treatment. Wow, this is serious though. Why Brian Zonwe of River Ses and Muna E. Pelham Youngblood are in Liberia but are still not in perfect health. Representative Zanwe and Youngblood have been in session the last few days but appear physically frail. with the intervention of the House plenary, many are praying and hoping that those lawmakers will regain their health to do the people's business. Joe, the people getting single.
Yeah, it's I'm sorry that people are getting ill, especially government officials in parliament like that. But the question, it comes back again. The healthcare system of the country. They can get sick. I'm sorry, but they will be able to afford the money to go seek treatment abroad. But the ordinary person can go to JFK. There's no drugs.
No.
Can go to Redemption Hospital. There's no drugs. If they go to Cali Hospital, they have to pay money. If they go to SOS clinic, they have to pay money. So JFK, Redemption Hospital, they are the lifeline of the poor, of the masses. But there's no money infused into that system to help the ordinary men, ordinary people. But the government officials, when they get sick, they go to India, they go to Ghana, and other places at the expense of government. Now the question is, why this should be happening? Why can't we try to divert some funds into our medical institution to rehabilitate the institution, give incentive to doctors and nurses to train more doctors, and things like that. The Ganta Hospital, the Jackson Hebdo Hospital. Why we can't try to infuse more money into this area that will be able to treat our people? Because like in this country, in country that we live in, these people don't go outside to seek treatment. They go to the hospital in the area. Because why? Because they are invested a whole lot of money in manpower, training, infrastructure, equipment. So when they get sick, they don't have to go outside. They just go right next to the hospital in the county or in the state. They say in the county, every county has a trauma center, has a department area that caters to critical people. All these areas, because they are invested money into it. But the money we take when one person or two person gets sick, send them abroad. If that money, all those resources can into our area, that would be great. So I think this is send a message to our people that we now need to start investing in our infrastructure and also manpower. Liberia has some capable, very smart doctors, but sometimes they don't have the equipment to work with.
That's it.
They don't have the medication. So even if you go there, some of the doctors and nurses are frustrated because they don't have what it takes to do the job, and they continue to see the people coming to them. But if our ministers or lawmakers get sick, they fly them out of the country. That will not solve our problem.
They won't.
We need to start investing in our own institution. Why would we go to Ghana to seek medical treatment? Yeah, people can go abroad to seek medical treatment, don't get me wrong. But most of the cases would have been handled locally in Liberia. Because are you saying that the Ghanaians are so smart that no Liberian can get us do the same study? No. But because the infrastructure are not there. So these are the messages, some of these are the things we're saying. Invest in your own institution.
Yeah.
If the minister he goes to JFK, that build confidence in the doctor, in the Liberian mind, because if the minister can go to JFK, any other person can go to JFK.
Yeah.
If the minister can go there to get medical attention, that means there are competent doctors there to treat us, the common people. If the minister can go to Redemption Hospital, it means that people in that area will go to the hospital because they know if the minister come here and he can get treatment, I know that we have the facility here, the doctors are here, I will go there. But when they get sick, they fly, they are going out of the country. So
Joe,
we are not just here.
No, we don't. We just pretend. Joe, what are you talking about? The last month, what's his name? Okay, Muhammadu Buhari, Nigerian president. He always coming here for treatment. And this time around, last month, before almost the end of last month, he came. Well, this time around, Nigerian really got prepared for him. And by the time he came, and they went to the embassy to protest, telling him that he should go back to Nigeria to seek to attend medical there. That the money he bringing here to spend in the private hospital is too much. If he leave in Nigeria to come here to take treatment, then that means all the hospitals in Nigeria, they are worth, all the doctors are worthless also. So I said that day, the people, I mean, in fact, the police were even giving them security. The way we're talking about other people, by the time you come out to do protest, the police holding you, they beating you. So no, the police were giving them security that day. They were outside there, they waited, they were shouting, go back home. We don't want you to go back home and go take treatment there. The only way our health sector will be built. You the leader, you can be coming every time and thing. But that's the reality of today. Honestly, like what you're saying, if our government officials who fully know, they know very well that one of our prize is that JFK is down to the drain. Then they are the ones that are supposed to help us to even build it, to rebuild it. Even if JFK is free, and they know definitely that most of our medical doctors, in fact, all of them, the medical doctors or nurses also, they passed it through the TNIM also. And some of them were, I mean, when they were growing up, they couldn't afford going anywhere abroad for treatment. They were going there before even they became, representatives. They used to go there, or senators also, they used to go there for treatment. Why not today? It's just because we're paying you too much money. We're giving you too much allowances. That's why you are abusing the system. But that is the whole reality. I can remember the last trip I made. The trip before, I mean, for just doing the election, I went twice during the campaign. I think I must have told you the story about this little boy that was suffering from hydrocephalus, that big head. Yeah. And I found that boy when I went to give Christmas presents to. In fact, it was on the same Christmas day. I said, let me go in the hospital to Redemption and just celebrate and spend my Christmas 2 hours with the children that are in hospital there and young and baby mothers. That day we went there, carried toys and clothes and small biscuits and stuff. I came across that boy. He said he'd been there in fact, he was abundant because Africa, when you get that kind of sickness as a child, especially a baby, they throw you away. They said a witchcraft.
A witchcraft,
so they found that baby. Yeah, they found the baby. They called the police. Police took the baby to that place, Redemption, and the baby was just there. It was just like, I don't know, they were just waiting for the baby to go or so, because, I mean, no medication. So I took the pictures and things. But before I came back, I went to JFK, the chief medical officer, Dr. Winigali, or Dr. I don't know what her name is.
Walter Winigali.
Winigali, yeah. I met her. I got Harvey. I say, I went, explained myself to the receptionist or so and the secretary. And the woman came and we sat down. She carried me in her conference room. I took the pictures. I showed it to her. I said, "Ma, I trouble here. I think they bought dying. Do we have equipment here to treat this boy?" She was honest. She said, to be frank with you, Max, a lot of people dying in this country with some disease, including children, that we can actually treat here, but we do not have the equipment. And we got doctors. And for this particular child here, we got a doctor here that can treat this child, but we do not have the equipment. So, meaning this child is going to struggle. I said, so what can we do? He said, well, nothing I can do. Nothing, Max. I can't do anything. If you're able to do something the way you took the picture, when you go back to the UK, you go, maybe you can go seek help on his behalf. Yeah. Joe, that thing. In fact, the time I got an email now from one of our bigger hospitals here also, and sent for, because they wanted medical record, I sent for the medical record. The manager at Redemption, he also sent the medical record. But then the next day, while I was forwarding the medical doctor to the doctors here to see now about arranging when they could to bring him over, and we just got a message that they just emailed me and said, Max, thank you, but the child passed away. I say, that's it. You see, but unless we change it, the momentum, but it's not going to work.
Yeah. Let me just correct something. I think it's a chief medical officer. It's not Dr. Konanga. Dr. Konanga was the Minister of Health and Social Welfare. But I don't know who are the chief medical officer at the time.
I think she stayed there. Particularly, I think maybe she stayed there because,
okay.
Yeah, because even the last time when I had it, Mr. Delu Guaya, I mean, he kept mentioning her name. I think she stayed there. All right, let's take this final story from the New Public Trust, and then we go to front page. This one is about the pollution. I'm concerned about this story because it has a human interest. Liberians have been warned by the Environmental Protection Agency (EPA) not to eat any fish or shrimps from the Mossorada River in the capital Monrovia, which has over the years become seriously polluted. This is so because EPA authorities say fish and other species from this river have proven to be poisonous, and they are warning the public that they are not good for human consumption. Hey God, but people go sell you. Mossorada River lies between central Monrovia and Bushore Island suburb, with the Gabriel Tucker Bridge linking the two areas, and this river is where Liberia's historic Providence Island sits. The patch of land on which free slaves from America settled back in the 1800s. Some residents from densely populated slum community of West Point and other settlements situated on the shores of the Mossorada River are seen fishing in this river on a daily basis. Apparently, before the full plenary of the House of Representatives on Thursday, EPA's Executive Director Nathaniel Blammer said that the river is polluted from garbage and other waste dumped into it by residents over a long period of time. According to him, due to the pollution of the river, species from there are very poisonous and are therefore not good for consumption. We just want to make the public aware of this because we have tested fishes with the from the water tissues by tissues, and they have poison. The EPA boss added, this is concerning you. The EPA executive director said that there are some people who will intentionally dump elements such as chemicals, consequently endangering the lives of living things in the river and by extension creating harm to human lives. Joe, that they want you that human interest story, or what's your concern?
Yeah, but Mike, as the director said, this thing has been going on for decades, centuries. Let me see, because the Dool is what we commonly call the Dool River.
Yeah.
So, but you see, on the bank of that river, from Slaveway, it goes from Slaveway all the way up, bypass, up to Jalatan, Satan, all the people along that place. There's from there, all the people along that bank of the river and Vatan. More, you see, whereby you used to see toilet horses on the river bank. Toilet horses on the river bank there. So, and besides that, you don't know, because Liberia, we don't have the strong regulation, you don't know people that are wasting other chemical in that river. And West Point.
Yeah.
Look there. So the dead have been piling up in that river for a long, long time. Now, probably since we have the EPA now coming up with this kind of just reviewing this regulation, revelation, it's been there all along. It just that now people are not creating their awareness. But what I want, you see, and there's some of the things we talk, because slavery there's no switch. There's no switch connecting slavery all the way up to Jonathan down there. So people, normally the build houses, they just put a pipe into the bend of the river, the water they take by the toilet, everything go into that river. And because it had been building for a long period of time, the river has now become polluted.
Yeah.
And we don't have the means now how to clean that river. Then, on the other hand, how can you stop these people from polluting the water? Because they build a toilet, the bathroom, everything, right now, people take out the water, all go into the river. So it means that the authority now have to come up with a plan. Out of all those houses that along that area must have a septic tank where when it gets full, the water and sewer, the truck can come and take that waste and carry it to their plant. Secondly, the government cannot, the EPA cannot just say, oh, they're warning people, because I know the Fountain Kingdom man normally used to go on that river to fishing. So you have to put some regulation that nobody should fishing on the river again. If you are caught, this is what you're going to be penalized for. Because when they go to fish on that river, the fish they take, the ordinary librarian do not ask them where you're getting the fish from. They just sell it to them.
Yeah.
And because of the poverty, some people cannot afford to go to the market to go buy regular fish from the market. So we used to call it the librarian, we used to call it some buga crab or tilapia. They get it from the river and go and sell it to some community. And when people consume it, you see people coming out with some strange illnesses. They don't know where it's coming from. They don't know what they have. Because it's the pollution of that river and other chemicals that have been dumped there, and nobody is taking account of. People get the fish from there or the crab or the shrimp from there, they eat it and they become ill, and people don't know what the person is suffering from. So what the EPA need to do is to come down with enforcement. We don't want to see anybody on the river fishing with kino or regular or fishing. We don't want to see anybody. If you are caught, we're going to take you to court. Because you are doing that at the detriment of ordinary people. Because you take that fish and carry to other community, poor community, and sell it to the people, they eat it and they fall sick. And we don't even have the infrastructure already, so then you just propelling the problem. So, I mean, I commend them for coming up, but they have to put some mechanism in place, something in place that nobody, as of this time, we don't want to see anybody fishing on the Mosera River again. If you're a fisherman, you either go on the sea to fishing, but you're not coming to fishing on the river. And ordinary people, we don't want children going on the river to say they're looking for crab and things like that. They should stop all those things. Third, all those people that got horses along the river bank, it's not time they say they go and inform them, educate them that if you have a horse, we want to see you building a septic tank. Because the waste that you're making it go right into the river.
Going back in the river.
Yeah, and we don't have money to clean that river. Nah. You know, people all the way up 12th Street, behind Tottenham High there. They do river extend all the way back there. All the places you go there, you'll see people got toilet houses all along the river there. You know? And so these are good measures, but they have to enforce, they got to put something in place to stop the people from using this river. Because at the end of the day, it's the poor people that are getting sick.
Yeah.
It's the poor people.
Right. Okay, we're coming to do the last paper, which is the front page. But quickly, let's take your views for those of you that stay with us on the or via the internet at www.bossmediaradio.com. Thank you so much. Of course, you can also call the number to be a part of the show. Because we can't take people now on the video. Let's quickly go to the Facebook page live. Samuel Utubuli, he says here, hi Max, thank you. Thanks for your effort. It's appreciated in bringing bringing out and showing us the past war atrocities done to our people and the destruction of country infrastructures. Thanks for watching as well, brother. Okay, this one, see. Okay, the greeting, not really. Let me go to contribution for the show. Samuel is back. Like they say, we should not do the talk alone, but to do the work as a result of what we say as a solution. That's true. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's grab another one here. It says here from Sam. Max, don't worry or bother about any accusation, opposition of your work to enlighten people, defend the rights of the ordinary and common person in Liberia who are voiceless, vulnerable, and suffering with fear to express themselves publicly so as not to be attacked. You're right. Okay, Roosevelt, let's see, no, Citizen United, okay. Okay, Samuel is back. Let's say, Max, continue with your advocacy because the way you are trained within the system that is transparent and accountable to express yourself freely in matters that affect an ordinary citizen of any country like Liberia as well. All your proclamation is for the interest of the people of Liberia. Thank you so much. Okay, let's continue here. Miata Dakina, there has to be a change, sir. Now we can't forget. People want justice. That's the time my brother Roosevelt was actually addressing the issue. She was trying to disagree. He said, no, we can't just let it go like that. Let people get punishment. No. Okay, Samuel is back. As Prince Johnson just said, he took the oath as a soldier to defend the sovereignty of the people. But in engineering, the war he used in destroying the lives of the sovereignty of the people he is supposed to defend. That's a wise saying there. Okay, Samuel, back. These war laws should not even hold any political positions in the government of Liberia. These criminals should step down or resign under any normal circumstances. Okay, Dutton Gear says here, it doesn't matter who started it, when it started or how long it lasted. Certainly, the War Crimes Court will set a precedent in Liberia when those warlords are brought to justice and sentenced into maximum security prison for their crimes committed. War Crimes Code is needed in order to enhance our democracy and promote the value of human rights in Liberia. Sound speaking there, Mr. Gray. Dr. Gray, that's great, and thanks for following. Samuel is back. As a result of the war, Liberians ran for their lives unwillingly, are displayed all over the world in exile. But these warlords hijacked the country and now enjoying themselves in high positions. Where is the justice for Liberians who have lost everything to go back home? Good question there. Miata is back. Okay, we got that. Princess Joe Square. I hope I got your name right. We need war crime code in Liberia for so many reasons. One reason is to avoid further. Let me expand your thought first. I'm going to read everything. Okay. One reason is to avoid further leaders making the same mistake. Two, because they killed innocent Liberians, citizens, including United Nations peacekeeping agencies. Three, in fact, the painful part of the war is that they destroyed the entire country physically, mentally, and spiritually. Now, instead of being held accountable, they are holding key positions in the Liberian government for 12 years consecutive. for 12 consecutive years. Ivan Kotios, he says here, the sewage and garbage in the city are emptied in that river and the ocean too. Yeah, that's a sad thing. I don't know. Yeah, Joe just said it all because okay, let's get a final one from Ivan Kotios. Exactly. Warning is good, but enforcement is better. Yeah, Joe was talking about that, sending a serious warning to fisheries, fishermen, or whosoever not to, first of all, not to fish in there, and those that are dumping, rubbish. It's not easy to Joe to bring it back in order.
No,
Hey,
look, look. This is why war does. Because it break down a complete law and order. It break down society, culture. It destroy everything. So now we just trying to reconstruct. Let me tell my listeners. When I went to Liberia 2016, I happened to travel to a town, and this young guy just came and cussed in the middle of the town. And this old woman came to me. She said, "My son, you see what our gentleman just did?" I said, "Yes." She said, "When we were born, when we were growing up, woman or man, you were never allowed to cuss in this town. If you did it, you were a child, your parents would regret it."
wow.
So then she said, "But because of the war, the children do the normal respect. They see a woman sitting down, they just cuss. They see an older man sitting down, they just cuss." So these are the results, the thing that now we living with, what we have to try to rebuild. Because you see children just shout in front of their parents. They're yelling at them. They are now become what I would term a rebel in their own home, because your child is telling you where he's going and what he wants to do instead of you telling him not to do it. The 14-year-old, the 15-year-old now, they become men in the heart. They tell their parents what to do. I know I grew up, and I could not stand to tell my mom or father, "I'm not doing it." It was always yes, yes, yes. But they tell you now, "I do not want it," and you will not tell me where not to go. It's all because the war has broken down society, culture has been destroyed. And this is the pieces now to pick up. So when you talk about law and order, it's not an easy thing. When you go talk to someone, they insult you.
Yeah,
And
but they're
it
all
is for them.
good.
Yeah, like the environment thing we are talking, it's for their own safety.
Yeah,
But someone will be telling that the director doesn't know what he's talking about. That's what someone will be telling you. "Oh, don't mind that man." And so many people are people who are level-headed people. But they will go and tell their friend, "Don't mind that director, man, he just want to eat, he know what he's talking about." Let me just explain on that. So, Mike, there's something that caught my eye on the people. They said plastic rest in Liberia. They saw the video from the Minister of Commerce that the rest were brought in from India, allegedly. But it's plastic. And the video, they say it had caught the Minister of Commerce eye in Liberia, and they are now investigating. But the story said that they call the company UCT that brought the rice into Liberia, but they say it's a plastic rice. And people have been consuming the rice in Liberia. Now the Minister of Commerce, they say they are investigating. But these are the alarming stories that are happening in our country.
yeah.
When we do not have proper control over what is coming into our country. And this is like, for instance, I saw a story in Ghana. Make the fish. They make the fish out of plastic.
Sorry, I couldn't believe it.
So they make the fish out of plastic from China. It was they mix it with the real fish in the boxes. So these are things we're talking about. The Ministry of Commerce, where were they when the rest were imported? How they did the inspection? Where were the sample of the rest coming into the country? Because we are poor, people want to use our country as a dumping ground. If we are not careful, at the end of the day, it's the masses that suffer the kind of cynical, dangerous businesses they're doing in our country. How can you take plastic rest and send it to our country and you taking money from the people? These are things we had someone when we say it, they say we all were talking, we all were making noise. But these are serious issues that are coming in our country. We have to be careful what people bring into the country. Where were the Minister of Commerce? Where were the inspector? Where were the health people? How did they rest enter the country? If it is true, how did they enter the country? I saw it in Ghana. It was on the video. I saw it live from the coast story. The fish made out of plastic.
I said I couldn't believe that video. When the guy sent the video to me, I was watching it. I said, I called him, I asked him, I said, that truth, this thing, I couldn't believe it. And I saw another one, that one in America where you are. And that black guy was saying, see, the fish is it's a plastic fish. And the Chinese guy was just standing there looking, he doesn't even know what to do. And the man said, this one, I mean, we have to report it. I'll have to report it. The police came in and I don't know how they ended that. But to be honest with you, this new, I can't lie to you, this new scramble for Africa that China is leading, we have to be very, very, very careful.
But now these are the things, yeah.
What we're looking for, we'll get it and we'll leave. Once they leave it there, they will leave it there forever for us.
Look, Mike, I always, you see, when I say something, I can't on your platform, when I say it, I always want to, I got evidence. You see the SK Dispo Stadium? When the Chinese built that stadium, and Doe went to establish a diplomatic relationship with the island, Taiwan. When the Chinese left that place, they took something from the stretch bowl. They took something from the stretch, it could not, that feed. Where when they score the goal register automatically, it could not come on. I think when the Chinese came out, they went and renovated it. So I'm telling people, when the Chinese come into the country, they will not train the locals to maintain what they're facing.
No.
They won't.
They're bringing their own people.
That's the difference. So when the Western people come, they will train people, technicians. So when they leave, they can maintain those facilities they are building. But it's not happening with the Chinese. And when you start to raise the issue, people think that you're against development or you're against certain group of people. No. When you come into build infrastructure, train our people how to maintain those infrastructure because you will not stay in the country forever. Because when they had a diplomatic rift, they disconnected the whole thing. The civilians were there, but the scope could not register. And because they didn't train no Liberians how to operate that system.
Yeah, I remember that story. We're just causing noise in the city, but nothing else.
So these are things, Mike, we have to be careful. All the people coming in, they bring development to us, yes. But we have to be careful to know the benefit and the cost of those things that they bring to us. But it just says sometimes when we come on the program talking, they say, oh, you people just bashing people or trying to discourage people. No. Look at the story. Look at the right story. You importing food into the country that the poor people consuming. It's plastic. You duping people. That's from India. The drugs the last time, they were counterfeit drug or the expired drug. There was another Indian store, I think on Rana Street, that they named that were distributing expired drugs in Morovia again.
Buy plenty. Plenty. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, who suffer? It's our people that are suffering.
Our people. The common people, the people that can go buy how they call telemasi on the market. Nobody buying something fake.
They are the one that's suffering. So if we don't come to create awareness, how will our people be informed? Because if people come here will say it, people are listening to it and can say, oh, I heard it on the radio, this man says so. So you got to be careful. That is the awareness we come here and try to create. We are not against people. People come to invest, that's fine, but they must do the right investment. Same thing that happened in Kogoya. The gold mining company, person know people water. And today, they are crying in Kogoya district. The environment being poisoned. And I want the people to go there to investigate the people. Because it's our people that are suffering. The senators, they're not helping. Because they get money from the company.
Yeah.
The local authorities are paralyzed because those companies don't deal with the local authorities.
No.
They deal with the senators in Morovia. They don't deal with the local authorities. So even so many local authorities try to raise the issue, they will just shut you down. Who are you for me to come talk to? There they go, man, there. The person of people. Leg, everything in the water. Mercury.
It is so disheartening, man. Sometimes some of those things when we're talking about it, it's like people just think that we're making stories up also. All right, Joe. I've not really. We may not go over the entire the headlines of front page because we did some of them. All right, let's just dwell with this particular story on this property issue. The wife of a slain.
Oh yeah.
Nancy Doe.
When that story came out, Mike, it grabbed my attention because it was the whole front page. It took the whole front page.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I decided to go into the story, and I read the whole story. Then I saw a name, so I said, okay. So I called somebody.
Yeah.
And I said, what happened to this property? And I said, oh, the property is for my sister. I said, how come? So they gave me some stories. They said, but the property is not for the first lady Nancy Doe. It's not for Councilor Sherman. The property was leased to a Lebanese man. He built a house on it. And according to the story, the Lebanese man then, I think, his lawyer listed the house to Councilor Sherman. Okay. But the name, the man initial is SKD. And the initial of the president is Samuel K. Doe. It's the same SKD. You see that? So the man that had that property died. But his full name, the young man gave me, is Samuel Kole Dolo. But what I will do and continue my investigation, I will have this guy on the show. We arranged a time. I talked to him already. I said, can you come on the show? He said, yes. Okay. I said, okay, I will arrange with Mr. Max or Busby Media so you can appear on the show to explain the story, because we are following it as a person. I'm following the story very closely because the first lady is supposed to be having a press conference next week on this thing, accusing the Councilor Sherman of taking or seizing her husband, her late husband, property. I said, God, when I saw this story, I was very interested. And when I started reading the story, I went to it and I saw the whole thing. And I started making calls to Morovia. And I happened to get the man, Mr. Dolo's wife, brother, is in the United States. So they gave me his number. I called him. And he said, yes. He said, but I went to Liberia 2016. I wanted to go to Vani Sherman, but Vani Sherman was sick at the time, so I did not want to bother the old man because he was sick. Because he had been wanting to buy that property from his sister, but they had said no. So he told me that Vani Sherman was trying to use his position to get that property, and he said no. So I told him, I said, okay, I have you, but can you appear? He said yes. Anytime you're ready, make the arrangement, call me, I will appear in the program. The property is not for the late Samuel Doe. Yeah, that's it. And it's for his sister. If you read the story, you see. And they leased that property for 20 years to the Lebanese man. 20-year lease. So the lease now is about to expire. So those who are listening, if you follow that story, we will be bringing a young man on this program to speak, so you can call in to ask him the question. So that's how far the story is now. So we're waiting. The first lady, former first lady, will be having a press conference next week. And at the same time, we are making an arrangement to see if we can get Councilor Vani Sherman on the side to see if we can talk to him. But for right now, Mike, as I'm telling you, the property, not for Mrs. Doe, is not for Councilor Vani Sherman. The property is for the man, the late man called Samuel Kole Dolo. He is the one that had the property, and his wife is I think she was a market woman. They bought the property during the early days of the coup. They told me the people that had the property were coming to the United States. So how can Mr. Dolo bought this property? And the
Joe,
yeah.
Joe, that's another story here because you know, when I was reading the story, I started off with seeing Do, and then later on another. Then the story changed to a name Dolo. I said, oh, so DOE changed to DOLO. They want that interesting story here. So I think hopefully when we get the size of the two, from the two individuals, it will really be good. At least we can get some understanding. But you know, but let's get this right now because many people will say, well, this thing there is no argument about it because the matter of fact that the Dose family, I mean, they must have properties in Liberia anyway.
Oh no, the President Do, former President Do got property in Monrovia. But that particular land in question, if you read it, so you see that the Lebanese man leased the property from Samuel Dolo. He leased the property from him.
What I'm trying to say, Joe, I mean, we're talking about Africa and we're talking about Liberia in particular, and we're talking about power and we're talking about money as well. And we're talking about somebody right now not in the position to fight certain power that be. So at the end of the day, manipulation can go on. I mean, anything can change overnight and anyway. And our people can be. I mean, we are still killing each other online business also. When you go look somebody name as on your own deed that you say you pay for, now you go see somebody different name in the archive. Somebody's name is there, and you guys are gonna document that you say that you're lying. So I go. So
and see my what happening. I called the former. Now the next thing I do, the next day is I say I want to know the family that sold the land to you people, and they mention the family name, and the family name is also mentioned in the paper. But the woman, the woman that the Dole family that got that land, this woman is a illiterate woman. They told me Charles that wanted to buy that property when he was in power because he said it was too close. He wanted his boss to be there. But somebody told me the people refused, and this man went to Councilor Dean to ask Councilor Dean how much that land would cost. And the young man I spoke to confirmed it. He said yes. And Councilor Dean gave him a price. But when he came back, one of his nephews told him, says, oh man, yes, the president said he want to buy the land. But here's the thing. They will bring the money to you 6 o'clock in the evening. And you will not have the time to take the money to the bank. So what they will come in the night, they will arm robber come and take the money from you. So yeah, that was his advice he gave Omen Dolo that time. He said, don't take the money because they will pay you in the evening. The bank will be closed. In the night, they will come to your home and raid your home and take the money. Now your land will be gone. You don't got the money. So refuse. That's how come Omen Dolo did not sell the land to former President Charles Taylor. They told me that Grace Mawai, when we were negotiating this deal. But as I said, we will bring the young man on this show live so he can talk to you people, to our listeners, to know this story, what is developing now. Because the guys on other family called Bruce, William Bruce, and now claiming the property that they had in 1975. So you can see now, the location of the property is a prime property now. So everybody now trying to grab this property in question. So that's why we are trying to investigate to find out actually all these people claiming how they got the property to this people who built the house. Why, if the property was for President Doe, why they allow the Lebanese man at that time to build a house? If it was President Doe property, how can they allow this Lebanese man to build a house? Why they didn't stop him? Why they didn't stop Mr. Dolo from leasing this property? So there are a whole lot of unanswered questions for people who are claiming this land. So as I told you, it's a very interesting story. But I will bring on this young man live here, just how we're talking, so people can ask him and you can ask him some questions based upon the story that I'm telling you today.
All right, Joe. On this note, I mean, let's we're gonna call it a day here. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for taking your time again for a wonderful, wonderful analysis and your contribution. I want to wish you the rest of the weekend. God blessings.
Okay. Thank you to all our listeners, Boss Media International. We just want to say thank you and your contribution continue to make.
All right. Bye bye. All right, that's a big thank you there to Amos Joe. Our usual. Always when we give an invitation, always come on. Give an analysis on news and development from Mama Liberia. A big thank you to all of you listening via the internet as well. We say we appreciate you. Wherever you are in Radio Land, thank you so much. Those of you following live on Facebook, especially if you've been with us and we started, we want to say thank you. We appreciate you very much. We are here because you are here as well. But whatever it is, whatever you are doing, just do it positively. Because at the end of the day, your contribution will change somebody's life in a very positive direction. Until then, from my end, I do sincerely apologize that tomorrow on the gospel show there will be no gospel music special. I'll be taking my weekend break. Well, catch you on Monday, God's willing. And of course, we're going to be here again, bringing you those wonderful, wonderful stories that are trending across the continent of Africa, the rest of the world, especially Mama Liberia. So there in Nima County, our guys there, we say good afternoon there. Good evening, actually. Lincoln and the rest of the guys. Until then, from my end, I catch you on Monday. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia. Bye bye for now.